What's up? What's up? What's up? What's the haps? Today, man, these are always seem like strange times. You know, man, shit don't change. Nothing changed but the day. It's always the end of the days. It's always some doomsday shit. Right? It's always a trip. Shit don't never stop going on. It's all in how you handle it. And man, I don't know. Sometimes we do get stressed out. We all got some form of PTSD or some shit, one way or another. Or just imagine, obviously some of us got it like several ways. Like, what do you do with that? For real, what do you do with that? You just fucking gotta live with it. You gotta process it, whatever, however. Like, that's what I be saying, man. Some things can't know. The psychologist can't relate to every fucking thing. Because I done been sitting there trying to talk to him, and that was a while back. Fuck, I ain't have the shit on my plate that I have now. That was then, and they just sitting there like, okay. Damn, it's time to go home yet? Like, it's like very uninterested and I just didn't find this shit helpful. I'm sorry. I know a lot of people swear by it. We all not wired the same as far as that go. Because I have a lot of, personally, and I think people that can have a lot of time in your own head where you can have a lot of quiet time without anything going on, and or journaling or poetry or songs or things that's therapeutic. I do a lot of crafts and create that, all of that shit, gardening, all of that shit is therapeutic. So I handle it in ways that if they would take the time to prescribe you things that's not pharmaceuticals they go to, that would be what it would be, and that's what you got to do. That's a part of it. All of those things I named and more. Balanced diet, not necessarily that food, not necessarily not the sad, standard American diet, not the standard food triangle shit, not that. Yeah, it does suck, you be, like when shit and other people it's out of their box. It just can't see it, but I know what I know, and because things, you see the truth revealed all the time, every day in one way or another. From those sets of things that I know that I don't even have to, man, I ain't got time to keep going over every little thing. Some things, yeah, a lot of things, no. I just, what you got to do is focus on prosperity to the best that you can. Moving forward and prosperity, you can't change the past, but it helped, I think. Man, it's helped me to know history and know things and know what people have done. To know that it's sad that they buried so many black successful towns underwater and made them lakes and stuff like that. But the knowledge that they did that they built those towns and they were successful in the lies that they tell, that they evidently passed down, because they probably didn't even know the ones that's saying pull yourself up by your bootstraps. They weren't there. That's grandchildren or children at the least. Maybe some of them, because the shit don't be quite as far back as it seemed. Like it seemed like it should be ancient history, but it don't be that far back. If it's 80 years or something, but the 40s. I don't know when the last shit they did. I know that, like, for example, what's that shit in New York where they made, y'all know, I think it was Sensica Village, like Black Town or some mixed town or something like that. And they made Central Park out of it, if I'm not mistaken. Right? They just took it over. That's what they do. In intimate domain, they can just drive a highway, and they did shit like that too. All kind of dirty, underhand ways that they have to do things. Put a highway when it would be a shorter route to go another way, just to mess over you. They'll divert that shit all kind of ways to come to destroy your shit. That's how bad it is, and man, I just can't see how, like, with that said, and knowing about, not just knowing the history, and we are where we at today, still talking about Black Lives Matter, but they killing so many with the people being raised fucked up and having abortions just left and right. Just that alone, I don't know. The numbers is there. I don't even. That shit's. I used to have a general rough idea of how many it is. Statistically, the numbers is ridiculous. So much stuff is just stacked against you. So I've been realized that's one of the number one killers of black children. Is that right there? Abortions. This shit's sad to me. I know, but I realize, like, I learned, I don't never try to control nobody and tell them what to do. People do whatever they do, but I never believe in that. However, I guess, man, I don't know. I think if I do know, if you don't want to have the child or want to keep the child, they have people that want children that'll take care of it. I understand that you wouldn't take care of it, or you would treat it, you would have it, and if you did was forced to keep it, you probably treat them bad, mistreat them, whatever. So, but there is that, like, people want children, so that's kind of selfish in that way. And but I guess it's easy to live with the because they don't look at it as it's a life, and perception. They're looking at it how they're looking at it, so it's how it is, and the more it's normalized, it's how it is. I don't, I ain't got all the answers. No, I don't, cause that's some tricky shit. I know they shouldn't be, um, forced to do stupid stuff that they're gonna do it anyway. It's one of them type of situations. They're gonna do it anyway. I'm pretty sure we've been down that road before, where they've been in. I remember that from when I was little. Like, movies, whatever the thing is. Like, they're in the back room with the coat hanger and the thing, and you don't want that. But so, like, outlawing it, it's not the answer. The answer is the source. Just cause shit legal don't mean people gonna be doing it. Or have to be that many people doing it. Anything just because it's legal to do. Nah, it'd be nice if we had better values and things like that, and they try to put it on religion, and that shit ain't selling it. Maybe at one time that worked, that was the way to sell it, but ain't nobody buying that. Not nowadays. Nah. Talk about not man, life is it's a mystery, that's for fucking sure. I really believe so. With all that, like, that's so easy. Maybe it's just more to it than meets the eye, and it's beyond my understanding. So I do my best not to judge, not to judge people on whatever they're doing. I say what I say. I mean, it is kind of, man, it's a life to me. These are lives, they should have a chance. But if you ain't gonna do the right thing, you gonna, bring up another. All we need is another narcissist in the world, I guess. Another killer or whatever. But people, I would say it's just, if they was doing it, somebody else was doing that to us, forcing them to have abortions or forcing them to get sterilized and shit like that. We definitely would have a problem with it. Black Lives Matter, right? We would have a problem with it, but because it's what it is, it's all good. Shit's out of control. It's been out of control. What's the answer? What is the answer? Indeed. It's people taking themselves out. So, what about them? Yeah, they taking their own self out. Fuckers be fighting to live, and they fighting to die. But man, look, I'ma stick around. I'm still here. Plenty of people, then it's in the afterlife. There's a phantom, a spirit of a specter, a ghost, they just on the other side, whatever, however that work. But I don't know so much about the spirits and ghosts and shit, cause man, really, once I heard Paul Mooney talk about this shit, that shit just, I've been not really believing it. Like, it's like Bigfoot. It's just something that they make money off. Shit you can't prove. You can't prove it, but you could always pick up, man, them picking up magnetic shit in the atmosphere. It's all type of frequencies and signals and things. Ain't got goddamn thing to do with no ghosts. And then they, put the thing, how they be running through the wood, through all that shit. Yeah. What's that? All that, the hype and the music be playing. Like shit you just don't notice. You just sucked into all of that bullshit. Don, 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 don. Then they'll cut it off and come right back on. And they're gonna show you the shit that already happened. And they, like, they show you that shit like 6 times. They got a certain way of stretching it out, I don't watch it, but I watch it enough to know the formula. It's the same for all of it. And some of it's more entertaining than others. And some of it's like movies and shit. Like, like, what was that? That shit. That shit was in that room with that camera. I thought that shit was real. I didn't know, like that was pretty tight. Whatever the name of it is. It might come to me. I'm just saying. It was though. If you know, you can put it in the comments, right? If you know what the name of that movie is, you can hip your boy to it. I can't remember. Yeah, I'm just man, fuck it. This okay. I guess this will be all over the all of them all over the place. We're gonna call this all over the place day, huh? Yeah, I got a few little notations. It's just little, nothing really to follow, no pattern to follow, man. It's been a restful day for me. I don't know about y'all. How peaceful it's been. It's been peaceful, too peaceful. The thing about that, I tell you what though, ain't really no too peaceful. You got to work that shit, enjoy, like, man, use that as your spy time if it's at all possible. Like, you got to do what you got to do. You ain't got to spend no tons of money or nothing. You can, but you don't have to. Like, take care of yourself. All the way around, just take care of yourself. If make the time. You only got one life, and if stress kills, we got to break that shit down, whether we like it or not. It be hurting me, like. But sometimes that's the whole thing. We hurting literally. Like, you got to rest. Your body will break down on you one way or another. Some of it, everybody got this shit to deal with. But no matter what, I've seen it, heard of it, and partially had it happen to me. I ain't never shut down like that. But man, motherfucker go in a coma. you know, from trying to burn the candle at both ends. It takes money to live, it takes money to survive. You gotta have that job or that hustle, that whatever. It's still a fine fucking line, man. You got to have that unwind, unplug, recharge time. You got to. You just can't keep going, and that's where also a lot of it is other people suck that free time, that recharge time away, and then it's right back to the hustle, and you never get to get that. That shit ain't right, you know. And by a long shot. However, it's hard either way, but it's definitely better to have, for me, to have, you know, I think it's better to have the peace of mind. And if something, you know, love is meant to be, it'll come in due time, you know. Because all, you know, I don't even know what that shit really is anyway, you know. It's like all the shit that you think is love, at the end of the day, motherfucker had an agenda. You sit down, if you sit down and think about it, do you sit down and think about it? Just think about how it went down. They ain't never not had an agenda from the get-go, from day one. You just didn't think about it. You didn't realize you had an agenda. That's the thing. That'd be a lot of the thing, man, with these foul people. At one point in time, how else could we be attracting them? We had to be on some form of equal standing or somewhat equal ground. I mean, especially, you know, when you're young, you know, we all coming from dysfunctional shit, fresh off it. You don't know till you know. Now you learn young, and you just get shit together. Well, good for you. Most of us, that's when we're making the mistakes. We be on a similar ground, you know. I do believe we was narking each other to whatever extent or degree, you know. I'm teenage shit. Teenage, 20s, you know. But I know I was growing. I thought we was growing. I didn't realize, you know, like maybe we growing, you know, like motherfucker be wanting to grow perhaps, but it's just too hard. They be talking the talk. They gonna pretend with it and keep carrying that on, so they know what it look like and what it's supposed to be, but they just never stick with nothing like that. And they understand how that work, and they how to play that, and whatever, and that become an angle, because they need an angle. They can't come just, no matter how asshole you are, you can't just throw that shit out there. They got to come with the charm and the shit you like, the shit that look like they're a good person. Full circle, because why would there be so many abortions if people was having relationships and sexual relations with people that they was getting along with people that, right? there was a productive relationship. It was happy. Nothing is wrong. There's no problem. Why that wouldn't even be no thing? That don't make sense. Motherfucker, get with people and realize they screw them. It's like shoot first and ask questions later. Basically, right? Am I wrong? So they shoot, bam, 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 bam. They shoot, and then they, start asking questions. Like, really? I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like that. You don't like them? And shit. Sadly. And they might not ask them questions, no questions, until issues come up. And but all it take, technically, in reality, it just only take one time, and it could be pregnant. But there could be several times down the road. It don't be a problem till the baby come. Till I'm pregnant. Oh shit. So however long that be, for one, too. For one, well, you know what I mean. All that, it's all connected. Isn't it? All that shit connected. It's sad. Then, and then, shit, a lot of them, if they keep them, it's only just to use them in all different types of ways. Use them to get benefits. It's easy to, you got kids, you get, food stamps, Section 8, this, that, the other, all kind of shit, child support, and you have to be taking care of the child. Fucking throw them down the stairs to make them throw it off so they can get a check. Or whatever, There's all different types of foul shit. Foul. I'm saying, man, that's what is up out there. That's what we dealing with. That's the people we dealing with. And you don't know. It's people killing their children. There's people killing their children, killing their babies. They shaking them to death, beating them to death, breaking their arms, breaking their legs and shit. There ain't no game. Shit. This shit's sad, man. That's sad. What kind of world are we living? Tell me. Right. So I'm not too much longer. But okay, so with the ghosts. So you mean to tell me, and along the lines exactly what I'm talking about. Man, I guess because the babies, I think that don't change nothing. I done seen fucking movies with ghost babies and shit. So, maybe the baby be demon possessed, whatever the case may be. You know what I mean? Like, they don't get no revenge. Shit, them babies be haunting the fuck out of motherfuckers. They be haunted left and right. What about the slaves? They don't get no ghosts? They don't be haunting the shit out of motherfuckers. To the fact that we will all know like that shit is real, like, all day long. Come on, man. And so on and so on and so on. The Indians don't get none. Fuck out of here. It would be a terror in this bitch. And look at who you talking about. And then they the only ones that get ghosts. You could go all over the world destroying, raping, maiming, terrorizing motherfuckers, wiping them off the fucking map into extinction, and they don't get no ghosts. They don't have ghosts. They're so powerful, they just suck their soul out of existence to the point, they banish them. But when they die, they ghosts come back and help them get paid. The fuck? We fall for anything. Think, man. Think. Wow. Some people be afraid to sleep in the dark, afraid to cut the TV off. I'm partially why I'm saying this shit, because they think a ghost gonna get them. Maybe motherfuckers that believe in spiritual shit too. If they were, believe me, if and then even, man, look, I can't say even if, because sometimes you're only gonna sway certain minds, if any. Like only certain minds, people that's flexible, people that's open-minded about things, and if you say something that makes sense, they definitely will consider it, and if it make, I guess, enough sense, they'll just change their mind on the spot. Then the proof is they're able to process that shit in a way to, like, damn, well, duh, I wish I had thought of it like that. Like a lot of things, like, why didn't I think of that? Shit just be so simple, like that kind of thing. Ain't like, it's obvious. You know what I'm saying? The proof is obvious too. So I don't need to come with no proof. The proof is that the fact that this bitch ain't getting towed up left and right. Motherfuckers ain't in terror, for life. Come on, man, Speaking of drowning towns, burning people out their town, dropping bombs, and come on, Okay, so I think I'm gonna call it. But I could, I'm well. When the live come, we'll see what happens. I guess you got to be prepared to speak. Anyhow, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna call this. Maybe I'm drifting. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm making sense. Maybe I'm not. I guess we'll see at the end. I think I am. It is what it is. Well, today is a good day. It's getting late, so let me go ahead and wrap this up. Let's see how much faster this is this way, even though it is on a little bit on the late side. And my glass a little crooked, a little bit on the late side. Okay, I'm out. Peace. Like I said.